Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be showing you some basic tips in computer maintenance on an Alienware M15x laptop. Now, first things first, you need to shut down your laptop and then unplug it from a power source because you don't want any electricity going through any of the parts, or obviously you can short circuit yourself. After that, close it and flip it over, and you can remove the battery just by sliding this little tab away and pulling the battery up. Before we get to disassemble anything, I'm going to show you the parts that you are required to need. First things first is a millimeter, like a 1 millimeter wide Phillips head screwdriver. An ESD protection strap basically provides safety when working on computer parts because you don't want to short circuit them. And then a little Tupperware bowl so you can collect all the screws. First things first, you need to put the ESD strap on and ground yourself out. I think the easiest way to do it is to find an old computer that you don't use anymore and just set it down on the table, because I'm sitting on a wood dining room table, so there's no metal around, but you can just clip it onto the chassis of the case and it grounds you out. Second thing, you're going to need to unscrew these two screws right here, holding down the back cover of the case. This is why this bowl is handy, because once you unscrew the screws you can put them right in the bowl. Oops. And once you get the two screws off, you can just push the back cover off and you will be exposed to all the parts on the inside. I do recommend that if you have a magnetic screwdriver around, it makes things a lot easier, but I don't. So you push the back, pull it up, and set it aside, and now you're exposed to all the computer parts in an Alienware M15x laptop. Now, this is kind of an older generation, it's back in 2009, but a lot of the newer laptops they've released still have the same platform. So it should be pretty similar. Either way, first off, we're going to start with this screw right here that holds the plastic vent cover in. Even when you get the screw off, the vent is extremely hard to pull off. I actually broke this one the last time I was taking it apart. They're pretty cheap on eBay. You can find them for maybe 10 bucks. So I wouldn't sweat it too much if you end up breaking something. I just lost the screw in there, but we'll worry about it later. After that, there are two screws holding your vent on, your GPU vent. And one up there and one right here. And once those are unscrewed, you just pull it straight out, and it is connected to the motherboard. So once you pull it out, you can just pull the connector right off. Just pretty easy, don't worry about hurting things. And now you can pull the screw out that I dropped. Alright, first things first, or next thing, we have to get this heatsink out of the way, which basically I don't know if you can see this, there are little tiny numbers on all of the little arms of the heatsink, and I would recommend loosening them in the correct order as to not put stress on the GPU die. And just once you get them all unscrewed, you can pick the heatsink up. And a lot of times they're stuck to the GPU just from thermal paste, so it might have to come away pretty hard, but it should just pop up, and then you kind of have to shimmy it out after pulling away the vent. And this is what I'm talking about with the vents being so hard. Mine doesn't pull out because it broke right here, but you just pull it out a little bit and then just shimmy it out and get the radiator pulled out, and there you are. There's your GPU heatsink all removed. After that, there are two screws on the graphics card that you pull away. And the greatest thing about the Alienware laptops is that they utilize the MXM slot for their graphics card. So considering that's been the industry standard for over 4 years, any newer graphics card will fit in this. And you see that once I unscrew it, it pops up at a 45-degree angle. Just pull it straight out. And now we can take a look at this. Obviously, the thermal paste on the actual chip needs to be reapplied because it's pretty crusty, pretty old looking. Obviously, this laptop is over about 7 years old now, so that's assumed. When I first got this laptop, it was pretty dirty. I've cleaned it out a lot. But yeah, you can buy any newer graphics cards and update it. Pops right in. You might need to update a few things, but that's why these laptops are so wildly popular, is because their upgradability. So let's set that aside and look at some other parts. Underneath this metal case right here is your RAM. Now, in this Alienware laptop, it comes stock with a Core i7 720QM processor, and that processor can support up to, I think, 32 gigs of RAM. Right now I have 8 in there. So if you're looking for better performance, you can always upgrade that. Now the way to get these apart is they're just tabs on the side that you can pull away, and it pops up at a 45-degree angle, and then you can remove it straight away. Same with the bottom one. These are both Kingston. Yeah, Kingston 4 gigs, so 8 total if you use both these. And then on this case, or below this case, is the hard drive. I'm not going to remove it because it's difficult. And then under this heatsink and all this fan crap, there's your CPU, and I'm not going to remove that either because I cannot, for the life of me, remove this fan. So we won't worry about that. So the past things you've learned in the video were how to disassemble the laptop, how to remove the GPU, how to remove the RAM, and basic tips like ESD strap to not short circuit yourself, and things like cleaning your computer. Make sure that if you do buy compressed air to spray out your laptop, you're not spraying into a fan and getting more dust inside the components. You're actually spraying it out, so like removing this and spraying through this way into an open area. And make sure you use compressed air that has no oil in it. That's designed for computer parts because oil can build up and cause problems. So keep those things in mind anytime that you're buying a used laptop and want to repair it, or anytime that you have run into problems and want to do it yourself. Hope these tips were easy, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you.